Hey, Pammy.
Hi, Brooke.
So we're coming in early to let you guys know that this is a two-parter.
Woo woo.
Yeah, we had so much fun talking to our buddy Paul.
Oh my gosh, so fun.
Yeah, so the first half you're getting today, and then next week we will do the confessionals.
Yeah.
But before we let you get into this episode, we did want to tell you guys about a shout out we got on Jamie Wolfer's YouTube channel.
Oh my gosh, she's so great.
Yeah, she's amazing. So she's a YouTuber, but also an event/wedding planner.
Mm-hmm.
She has her own YouTube page. We will definitely link it in the show notes. But she gave a shout out specifically on the episode called More Shocking Wedding Confessions.
Yeah.
So you know how on our episodes, you know, we read these long confessionals and then we dig into it.
We do.
She had her followers write in all the random things that happened to her, and she just like fires off all the confessionals one after another, after another, after another. It is hilarious.
It's so good.
It's like a 13-minute long video, and you're just hearing crazy story after crazy story. And then even within the notes, like people replied underneath with even more. So if you feel like you're needing more confessionals and you've gotten your fill and you've listened to all of our episodes, you definitely need to check out specifically that episode. But in general, her stuff is really helpful and funny, and we think she's great.
Yeah. Check out the rest of her stuff too.
Yes. So we will put those links in the bio. And now onto our episode with Paul.
Enjoy.
Something borrowed, something blue. Give us all your juicy news, sensational, irrational. It's Wedding Confessionals.
Welcome to another episode of Wedding Confessionals. I'm Brooke.
And I'm Pam.
And the only thing we love more than weddings
Is talking about weddings.
Pammy.
Yes,
We have a returning guest.
we do.
This is my buddy Paul. He was in episode 65 and 66 back in the day.
Yeah.
Old school episodes. And since then, my buddy Paul has created his own podcast
He did.
with also previous guest Erica Villalba. So the two of them now have a podcast called That Aged Well. Welcome to the show, Paul Caiola.
Thank you, Brooke Murdoch and Pam Daniels. It's a delight to be here.
We're all going to use full names for the rest
I
of the
guess
episode.
so. Yes.
Whole time.
Paul, can you tell us a little bit about your podcast? Because we are doing like a little bit of a different episode today. So
We
we're
are.
gonna
It's gonna be
preface
fun.
why. Yeah.
So Erica and I decided to start this podcast because Erica watched Splash one day. And I don't know if you remember Splash very well, but Splash is kind of about a guy seeing a woman who is functionally a child and then immediately having sex with her before she even speaks. That's what Splash is about.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, all I think about is it's a mermaid,
Mermaid.
and
Yeah.
Tom Hanks.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks and Daryl
Daryl
Hannah.
Hannah,
She is nonverbal.
Yeah.
But she looks like Daryl Hannah, so obviously they bang before anything else happens.
So she watched Splash. She realizes how disturbing it is.
How disturbing that is.
Okay.
And she's like, we should make a podcast about this. So now what we do is we watch movies from the 80s and 90s. We will occasionally branch out a little later, a little earlier, but mostly 80s and 90s, the movies that we grew up with. And we talk about how, like, well, racist and sexist and homophobic they are. And then we talk about why many times we love them anyway. We want to look at them with open eyes, clear eyes, full hearts on these movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of your show, obviously, because we're buddies to begin
Thank
with.
you.
And yeah, it is at times when I rethink about these movies, we're like, what was that?
Yeah. Oops.
Yeah.
Because you definitely don't remember it that way.
No.
Right.
No.
Like Big is another one. Big is like, oh, she definitely has sex with the 10-year-old in Tom Hanks's body.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Tom Hanks again.
This is an ongoing theme of this
Oh.
decade. Like,
It's a problem.
yikes. So in honor of that, we thought that, Paul's come back before. Usually the way the show works is that a guest comes on, tells us their personal history with weddings.
Mm-hmm.
But Paul's already done that.
He has.
So we thought we would go through. I found an article from Marie Claire. I'll make sure to put it in the show notes. The article's by Kayleigh Roberts, and it is the 14 best wedding movies of all time. So I thought we would go through, because some of them are older, and just in general, talk about what that aged well. Just figure out which ones, what do we remember of these?
Right.
And I think it'd be fun if at the end we just figure out our top 3 and see how close we are.
Okay.
Because I have opinions.
Wait, what?
Okay.
I know.
Shit.
No, we're trying to figure out the 3 best wedding movies, or our 3 favorite movies from this list?
I think our favorite movies from what do you think?
Excellent.
Favorite
I
movie
think
from
our
the list?
favorite movies in this because
Yeah.
I mean I don't think many of them are actually particularly good wedding movies in a reality sense. Like
Yeah.
they're all like Hollywood weddings.
Oh,
Yeah.
the ongoing theme of everyone has an insane amount of money to spend in weddings.
Oh yeah.
When we talk about like
this is
the expectations that we give to, specifically straight women of what is expected of a wedding.
Yeah.
And it's probably due to some of these movies thinking that, but if you were actually to line by line budget these movies out, they're all like $500,000.
yeah. Like, these movies and Disney.
Yes.
I mean, every girl thinks she was a princess.
Wait, I'm not?
Yes,
Not
yes,
you
yes.
are, but
Oh.
every girl isn't.
I mean, I do respect democracy, so maybe not. There. Oh
Right.
my gosh! Right now we have a dog coming in and a cat who came in. Guys, it's Sunday morning while we're recording this. Just to give you an insight of what's going on, it is Sunday. Oh, Ruthie, do you want to come in?
it is a menagerie.
It's like kind of chaos because it's Sunday morning, but it's also like the morning after daylight savings time. So technically we're recording this at 10 a.m., but it feels earlier. And I feel like nothing has gone right all morning. The only thing right now is Paul and his lovely voice.
Oh,
Because Paul
thank
showed up
you.
on time, ready to go. We were a mess. Oh, the dog
But
has
to
left?
be fair, I'm on the East Coast, so it's 1 p.m. for me.
Okay, so
So
you've had a
it's
time
much-
to
You've
be
had
a
a little
mess.
bit more
Yeah,
time.
I've had to recalibrate already. I've gotten to recalibrate already.
Love it. So basically we're going to go through these movies and then we still have confessionals at the end.
We do.
Right.
Okay.
So we have opinions about movies and then we also have opinions about confessionals.
Lots of opinions today.
Opinions and advice, my favorite two things to give.
I just like to give people shit. All right. So you want to go off one by one and just kind of read them? Like you take one, I take one, Pammy?
Sure.
And then Paula, you can read one at some point?
Absolutely.
Love it. Okay, cool. Pammy, I'll let you start. Again, I don't think these are in order based on the rankings. I don't think that these
They're
are
just
based
in
on
random order.
Yeah, it's just 14 of them. I don't think the author Kayleigh Roberts wrote them specifically like ranking number 1, number 2.
Gotcha.
That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
All right, go
All right,
Pammy, go.
Here we go. First one on the list is 27 Dresses. This Katherine Heigl rom-com from the writer of Devil Wears Prada, no less, offers an examination of the old saying, always a bridesmaid, never a bride. But even if you don't care about watching a smart, funny lady find love, there's plenty to love in this Schadenfreude. Is that how you say that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Schadenfreude.
Schadenfreude. You would? Did you
Yeah.
ever see Avenue Q?
No.
Oh yeah, there's a whole song called that. It's
Yeah.
wonderful. We'll put it in the show notes.
Of the hilariously hideous bridesmaid dresses that co-star in the movie.
So
There we
many
go.
dresses.
I already have. I have notes. This is James Marsden Erasure. Why do you go to 27 Dresses? You go to look at James Marsden. Come on.
I was just about to say my favorite part about the movie was the hot guy. I couldn't remember his name. I'm like, he's like
right.
super charming.
Yeah, it's James Marsden, and the beta hot guy is Ed Burns, which
Oh,
is not a big
yeah.
step down. Yeah.
But Katherine Heigl, I mean, like this is like prime Katherine Heigl.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right?
This made her a star. This and Knocked Up, right?
Yeah. I do. I would watch this movie over and over. This is definitely a movie that when folding laundry, if it's on, choosing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
The Benny and the Jets karaoke scene. Come on.
Yes. I love Elton John, so I'm in. Oh, Pammy. Pammy has opinions. Are you medium?
I'm medium on this one. It really
Okay.
didn't talk to me. I don't know. There's definitely others on this list that way top this one for me.
Oh, so we're preview.
right.
It's not going in Pam's top 3.
Yeah.
Not going to Pam's top 3. Fair enough.
Paul, from what you know of this movie, does it age well?
I think the fact that it's trying to deconstruct the pressure placed on women is probably a good sign. I don't think it's particularly diverse racially. I think it's a white movie. It's as white as the wedding dresses that are in it, if I'm not mistaken. Although I think in the beginning she is at an Indian wedding because I think she's in a sari at one point.
Oh,
if I
yeah.
remember correctly.
That's right.
You're going to
Yeah.
see an ongoing theme of white weddings. This whole
Yeah.
fucking
Oh,
list.
yeah.
that Billy Idol song was about this list.
Yeah.
And then I don't think there's really any gay characters. But if we're going with the idea of like a woman with agency, and like she is the lead in it, and she has some agency in it, she gets to try out a relationship. She winds up with James Marsden. It can't be all bad.
It's true.
Dreams.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm up next. You ready?
Yes.
My Big Fat Greek Wedding. Some movies are about the general idea of weddings or people who happen to work in the wedding industry, and other movies are about the entire process of planning and executing a wedding. My Big Fat Greek Wedding is the latter and throws in some hilarious cultural commentary to boot. Thoughts, anyone?
Love this movie. Love this movie. It has Andrea Martin talking about eating her twin in the neck. Oh, you're a vegetarian? I make lamb. Like, like solid stuff. And also cultural commentary from a member of that culture.
Yes.
Right? So that's good. We like that.
Yes.
I adore this movie.
I do too.
It's so funny. If you guys haven't seen it, I know it's a little bit older. Also, it was like this like indie darling. Like it was made on like a shoestring budget and was a huge hit.
I think it is to this day the most successful indie movie of all time.
Boom.
Really?
Okay.
Right.
I love that.
And it had Aiden in it. I mean,
Yeah. And can I also say, Nia Vardalos, who wrote and starred in it, she made a movie with Toni Collette a few years later that absolutely tanked at the box office called Carney and Carla, which I think Erica, my co-host, and I were the only two people who saw in theaters. It was fucking great. And it was about two women who wind up on the run from the mob and they're pretending to be drag queens to like hide. And it is so stupid. And I loved it. It might be a disaster. Like I saw it when I was 22, but like in my memory, it is a perfect movie.
side note, another movie to watch.
Okay, put it on the list. Love it. Paul, do you want to read the next one?
All right. Mamma Mia. We're honestly not sure what's more magical, Eternal Love or the songs of ABBA. With Mamma Mia, you thankfully don't have to choose. The riotous big screen adaptation of the Broadway hit stars Meryl Streep as a mother of the bride who finds herself unexpectedly confronted by all three men who could be her daughter's dad. The most sex-positive Broadway musical in history. It's like, hey, honey, mommy had a hotation. Like, what? The plot of this movie is insane.
Fun fact for me, I'm a huge ABBA fan. Pam and I have seen ABBA cover bands in person, like
We
live. Love ABBA.
Awesome.
Love ABBA. You know, I love musical theaters. A musical theater? Plural?
Theaters? Okay.
You actually love the theaters. You love the buildings. The Pantages.
Give me that Pantages.
Yeah.
I've never seen this movie.
What?
Because I never got into the musical because it's just a jukebox musical. So I was like, it's just like cover songs. Like, I don't care. So I never saw the Broadway show. I never listened to the Broadway soundtrack, and I've never seen the movie. Are you telling me I'm missing out? I genuinely didn't know I was missing out.
I think you're missing out in the sense like it's a lot of fun.
Yes.
You get to listen to Pierce Brosnan sing. He
Air
sounds like a
quotes.
strangled manatee. Like it is bad. It is some of the worst singing in a movie musical I've ever heard. Right up there with Russell Crowe in Les Mis.
Yes.
Which is just absolutely terrible. But like it's filmed like on the Greek Isles. It's fucking paradise that you're looking at, and it's fun.
It's so fun. But I mean, as a former musical theater performer, it is difficult for me to listen to the music. To people trying to sing. And that's a little frustrating when there's so many talented people that could have played those roles and they went for star power instead and tried to teach them to sing, which doesn't necessarily work.
It's a tough ask.
Yeah.
Just to be like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm going to help you learn how to sing. Don't you just know how to
Yeah.
sing or you don't? I mean, you have to have a baseline.
Yeah.
So
The other thing I love.
Oh, go ahead.
The other thing I love about Mamma Mia and many movie musicals is that if they have a big dance number, but they have people like turning pirouettes on the beach, and you're like, well, they can't do that in sand. So what? Where are they actually? That you're just putting them into this shot.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, it's just fun. That's the thing. It's like you can't go into watching that and being like, this is going to be great. You just have to go and be like, this is going to be fun.
Okay. All right.
Perfect laundry sorting movie.
All right. Perfect.
Yes.
Also,
Yeah.
Mamma Mia 2, did we see it? Cher was in it, right?
I did. Cher played Meryl Streep's mother. Cher.
Oh my
Hey,
gosh.
I'm Cher.
Okay.
I loved it better than the first, personally.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't see Mamma Mia 2. Not even Cher could get me there.
Maybe we should see it together, Paul.
Maybe we should take in some Cher.
We're dumb. I was just about to say we could share some popcorn. I need to stop. I need to just stop.
We could share a charcuterie board.
Everyone's turned off the podcast. They've moved on. They're listening to another one. I'm so sorry, everyone. All right, Pam, you want to read the next one?
Moving on. The wedding planner. The wedding planner feels
Paul just gasped.
feels like it was created in a lab using only known ingredients of classic early aughts rom-coms. Take one perfect Jennifer Lopez, J-Lo, add one charming Matthew McConaughey, stir in a wedding-themed plot featuring women torn between kicking ass at her job and following her heart, and mix them together. Shake well and serve with a bottle of wine of your choice.
I mean,
J-Lo rom-coms are the greatest rom-coms of our generation.
I love a J-Lo rom-com. I mean, even like Out of Sight, which is an action movie, more like a thriller. She's fantastic.
Yeah, and I'm not even talking about your A-list J-Lo's rom-coms, like your Wedding Planner, your Marry Me's on now streaming on Peacock, your Maids in Manhattan. I'm talking about like the second tier shit, your second acts, the backup plans. She is perfect in all of them. And while I'm excited about the Wedding Planner being on the list, I have to say that the greatest J-Lo rom-com is Monster-in-Law, which stars J-Lo, Jane Fonda, and Wanda Sykes. Michael Vartan is the romantic interest. He is unimportant in the movie. If you ever wanted to watch Jane Fonda shove Jennifer Lopez's head in a cake, this is your movie. Okay?
Hard agree. Also, just going off on a tangent just because I want everyone's opinion, J-Lo is back with Ben Affleck.
She is.
How do we feel about it? Because I aggressively hate it. And everyone else loves it. And I feel like a grump because everyone's like, Bennifer 2.0. And I'm like, why are you with your shitty ex-boyfriend? Like, I get so mad. It's like I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. I don't trust this man. I don't like this man. It's a weird tattoo. I don't like it.
Here's how I feel about it. And I don't want to be too blue, but he serves it up good. Right? If she bothered to go back, he at least knows what he's doing between the sheets. This is a rebound relationship. She is working. She knew how to get the press past A-Rod and all of that mess and all that drama. She's like, you know what? You have an Ana de Armas problem. I have an Alex Rodriguez problem. We can flip the narrative. Come work me out for like another year or so. I'm going to have a great time. And then we can just break up again. You know what I mean?
I like it. I
think it's all planned.
Okay,
I like
you think it's a thought.
Okay.
Pam, are you cynical? Are you bitter?
No, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think it does feel fake. So I kind of like what Paul's saying over there, but
I feel seeing
I think
you
I
guys.
like it because it feels fake. It feels fake. There's nothing here but PR.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I just feel like everyone's overall response, like on social media, is just pure hype and loving it. And I feel like the grump in the corner being like, I don't trust him. Glad to know I'm not alone. I'm just like, what? All the headlines are always like so romantic, but I'm like, this guy sucks. Get away from him. Okay, so anyway, back to the thing that we were supposed to be doing, guys.
Wedding
Talking
planner.
about wedding movies.
I love the wedding planner.
Yeah,
I can wait.
I love
in.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is a fave.
Yeah, thumbs up. Okay, the next one is The Wedding Singer. I think this is the first one where the protagonist is a dude that we've had on the list so far.
Oh yeah.
Some rom-com leads just click with the kind of chemistry that you can't manufacture on demand. Drew Barrymore and Adam Sandler have proven over the years to be such a pairing. Their 1998 rom-com, The Wedding Singer, marks the beginning of their decade-spanning on-screen love.
Oh my God, you guys. Like, Adam is just such a wonderful singer, and he sings so many wonderful pop songs from the 80s. And please watch my daytime talk show, Drew Barrymore, with my energy.
Have you seen the talk show yet? I see clips.
I've seen clips from it, and she gives like the kookiest kindergarten teacher energy, and I am here for it. I love it.
I haven't watched it, but I like her goofball energy, always have. So I'm just like,
Yeah.
I actually don't remember this movie that much. I remember that little old lady that was in like all 90s movies sang Till There Was You from The Music Man at one point. And that's pretty much the entirety of my recollection of it.
I agree. I don't remember this one as well because this is not my favorite of their duo. I love 50 First Dates. The Drew Barrymore, Adam Sandler duo. So, but I do remember enjoying this movie.
I definitely have very fond memories of this movie. I think it was so kooky. I loved like his actual band members. I thought were really fun. And also I love Billy Idol. So the end where Billy Idol shows up it's in the airplane, right?
I don't remember.
I
You
don't
definitely
either.
could be right.
Isn't this the one that was Julia Gulia? He didn't want her to marry because that was going to be her last name. That's the only thing I
That sounds
really
right.
remember from this movie is Julia Gulia.
So this is definitely not going to be on your top 3. Both of you are like medium on this one. I think it's really sweet. And I definitely, if you haven't seen it, I think it's cute.
To be clear, I have warm feelings towards it. I just don't remember it.
I think that's a kind of a testament to their chemistry, where it's like maybe the plot was kind of like lost on you, but you just remember the two of them connecting so well and being so good together. Okay, cool. Yeah. Who's next? Is it
Paul?
Oh, Paul's
I think
turn to
it's
talk.
me.
Okay, go for it.
All right. Father of the Bride. Most wedding movies are a fantasy, but Father of the Bride gets brutally real about the stress that comes with planning a fairy tale celebration of love. Steve Martin stars as a beleaguered dad struggling to watch his daughter grow up and to stomach the skyrocketing costs of a smallish at-home wedding. I watched this movie so much as a kid, and I haven't seen it in so long. Like I remember, I have a lot of like flashbulb memories of it. I remember loving it. But thinking back on it, I wonder if might a little bit be about a father who's in love with his own daughter. Is that totally off?
I feel like more importantly, it's like the parent's perspective of finally allowing your child to grow up, which again is an ongoing theme on this podcast where people are writing in with their parents and everything, where it's like, I'm an adult now, you have to see me as an adult. And he really does struggle to see her as an adult.
Yeah. It's just sweet though. I mean, at the end, like I haven't seen this one in a really long time, but that's the memory of the feeling that I have when I think about this movie is that it was just so sweet at the end.
Yeah. Wasn't this also one of those movies that indulges in the trope where like someone brings home the person to meet their parents and be like, I'm also marrying them?
Yes.
Like you've never met this person.
And that man, I don't remember the actor's name. Do you remember, Paul?
Oh, he's in Adventures in Babysitting.
He's married to something Presley or Priest.
He's married to
No, that's her.
That's her.
Okay. Oh.
She's married to Brad Paisley.
Oh, that's
Yes.
right.
And he was on Friends as like the guy with the big beard that I think dated Rachel for
I have to
I
look
can't
this
remember
up
his name.
because now I feel like
Yeah.
everyone's on the podcast gonna be yelling at us. Okay, hold please.
They all know as we struggle to.
Brian something?
Bride
Brian.
cast. George Newbern.
That's it.
Never in a million years would I have remembered that name.
Nope. Sorry, George.
His name was like Whitey McWhite or something like that.
Also, you didn't change your name when you got to Hollywood, clearly. George Newbern? Not a cool Hollywood name, but it's fine. It's your name.
Yeah.
I think he has the most beautiful eyes. And
He
as a
does,
child,
yeah.
I was like, wow, I am really into this man. I am too young to be into an adult man. And I was like, he is beautiful. He just looks so earnest. His eyes are so earnest.
Yeah.
Oh, so
yeah. He looks like a hot Hummel figurine.
Also, I will say, I love this movie. I have such fond memories of seeing it as a kid. The reason why I think I really connected with it is that I was always a tomboy who played sports, and that the daughter that's getting married is like really into basketball, and she plays basketball with her dad, and she even wears sneakers with her wedding gown, and that just like I have this core memory of being like so like thinking that girl is so cool, and there's an option to be like a cool, fun adult girl, but not give up on like your tomboy ways. And there weren't a lot of those, especially at that point. And I just, I love this movie. Martin Short, so funny.
Oh,
BD Wong.
hilarious.
Yes.
Honk and Frank.
And who's the wife in the movie?
Diane Keaton.
Diane freaking Keaton. Yeah.
Yes.
Fantastic
Yeah.
movie. Thumbs up. Again, it's
Yep.
an older
Great
one,
cast.
so you might not have seen it,
Yep.
but it probably aged well. TBD.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll find out.
I know, right?
We actually were planning on doing it with you on our podcast, and then the pandemic happened. And we haven't done that
when
yet.
Paul started the podcast and he told me the concept, I called dibs on this movie. Like, I was like, do not let anyone else do this movie. So yes, whenever I'm in New York, I will be a guest. We will do this one because, as I've just shown,
Yes.
big fan.
Big fan.
Yeah.
That's, I think, going to be on your top 3.
Spoiler, probably. Who read that one? Was that
Paul did.
okay? So,
I did.
So you read next.
All right.
Okay.
My best friend's wedding. Sometimes weddings are bittersweet. Like if you love the groom and want him to be happy, but have recently come to realize that you love the groom and want him to be happy with you specifically. That's the premise of Julia Roberts' wedding classic about a woman trying to be happy for her best guy bud, while also low-key trying to steal him away from his bubbly fiance.
Just real quick, I want to say, Kayleigh Roberts, we're definitely going to tag you in something. These are great recaps of these movies,
Yeah.
right? I feel like you really summed it up.
She's got it.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Paul. You're going to say something.
I feel like the unsung hero of this film is Cameron Diaz.
Yes.
100%.
She is so good in it because you should hate her and you don't. You never hate Kimmy.
You don't?
And yes, I'm positive her name is Kimmy. I don't know why that's in there. But
Yeah, my favorite part about this movie is that both of them are so beautiful and interesting and like in their different ways. I genuinely did not know who he was going to choose. Like to the end of the movie, you really couldn't figure it out. You're like, oh, it's a Julia Roberts movie, so it should be her. It's her, she's starring in it.
Right.
She's the protagonist. But the whole time you're like, is he going to pick her? Like, I don't know. She's kind of great too. And then like both of them show ups and downs. And I really genuinely to the end of the movie had no idea who was going to choose. And I thought that was like so well done on probably both script and performance.
Mm-hmm. I also think that that is a movie that I believe the ending changed after the initial ending, because the initial ending was swapped.
Really?
What?
I'm not avoiding spoilers, but initially he ended up with the other person.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell the
And,
ending because if you haven't seen it, I don't want to give it away, but it's great.
Yeah.
I don't remember who he goes with.
Well, I'm not going to tell you.
It's been that long. I really don't remember.
Yeah.
But I remember, I remember loving Kimmy too. Yeah. Oh, Ruthie. Hi, Ruthie.
You'll be held.
Come here.
We're pausing to pick up Ruth. I also want to make sure that we give a shout out to who played her buddy that came in? Rupert Everett. Yes. Mm-hmm. That dinner scene where they all sing. What song was that? The Put on My Makeup. I say a little prayer for you.
Forever and ever. Stay in my heart and I will.
He is. God.
The bench on that cast is deep. Like the two slutty Southern girls, that's Carrie Preston and the woman from 6 Feet Under, Rachel, the Australian woman.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Whose name is out of my head. But
I know
she's the other one.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Also, if you're watching this movie again, if we're inspiring you, please note during that dinner scene, because he's playing a butchy guy, he's attempting to be a butchy guy. He has a beer stein. But in the beer stein is a straw.
Yeah. Rachel Griffiths. I got it.
There you
Rachel
go.
Griffiths.
Nice.
But that straw is my favorite detail of the whole movie. It's so fucking stupid. They never reference it. It's just, I've seen it so many times. I was just like, is that a straw? So good.
That's amazing.
Set designer, shout out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so am I next?
Yes.
Okay.
I think so.
Okay, so we did that movie age well, Paul? I know what I ask you all the time. I just wondered that one.
Very white, but two really complex female characters, I would say, in the center of it, and a very large gay character in it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I would say probably overall it aged pretty well, but I haven't seen it recently, so I can't say for sure.
Not with authority. I get it. Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go. Next up is Bridesmaids. Pop culture and decades of gender stereotypes tell us that women are supposed to love weddings and everything related to them. But some women aren't born with the perfect wedding planning gene, and some women aren't happy to just put all of their own issues on hold for a year to plan their best friend's big day. Enter Bridesmaids, which captures the internal conflict and external stress that a lot of women go through, not just during their own wedding planning process, but that of their closest friends too.
Oh, this is just the worst movie, isn't it? I mean, awful. I'm kidding. It's a great movie. This gave us Melissa McCarthy.
Okay, I will not take this Suki St. James Gilmore Girl erasure.
Gilmore Girls erasure.
Wow.
But this launched her into she opens movies because of this movie.
Sure. How dare you, though?
This is her first Oscar nomination.
Okay, I'll give it to you. Fine.
Yeah. It also features Maya Rudolph shitting in a wedding dress. I mean, that's a twosome that can't be beat.
This movie came out after my wedding, and there were a lot of moments and one particular character that reminded me of someone very close to me, and
and the reason why Pam's not going to say a name or how they know this person in their life is because she's not anonymous. One of the reasons why we started the podcast is because anonymous ways to rant, which means, guys, you'll never know the dark secrets about our weddings because
that's right.
They're in there.
Yep.
But yeah, this movie, I mean, what a blast.
it's hard for me to comment on this because there's some things that are very close to home.
It hit
too close. It's too real.
Yeah. They're like, was somebody following me around?
Yes. I really think that somebody saw my bachelorette party.
I also really enjoy, even though obviously it was like a bigger, it was a rom-com, female movie, all that kind of stuff. And that was the big thing. The big thing that I took away when watching it was I really loved that they tackled the idea of somebody going through like real financial issues. Because I feel like that's never really brought up, not only in weddings, but just in life of like, I lose my job or my business closes or something happens financially in your life and how that makes everything else so much more stressful.
Absolutely.
And I just thought that was so relatable because I'm sure a lot of people have gone through losing their job, being on unemployment. I mean, hello, during the pandemic, how many of us, were, displaced from our original employment or whatever, and how much that changes everything else in your life, and things that are supposed to be fun and exciting are now like either impossible or like really stressful. And I found that just really nice that they actually talked about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, so many people are getting married in their 20s, and so many people don't have stability in their 20s. So, putting on parties and bachelorette parties and things like that is a lot. It's a lot that's expected, and it's a lot to tackle if you don't have those types of funds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how awkward it is to tell somebody, I love you, I would love to do this, I cannot afford it.
Yeah.
And how much that sucks to say it. Because
Totally.
it's not like you don't want to go on the cool fucking vacation. Like, that rules. But I also have to pay rent, like,
Yeah.
Who's next? Polly?
Oh, okay. Wedding crashers. Every wedding has a few guests who no one really knows. The distant relative who got an obligatory invite. The out-of-town friend that you invited to be polite and never thought would actually travel for the ceremony. Exploiting that awkwardness to party on other people's dime is the premise of Wedding Crashers.
I know it's douchey and dude bro. I fucking love this movie.
I remember loving it. I haven't seen it in so long. This gave us Isla Fisher.
Yes. That was a breakout movie for her. It was awesome.
Yeah.
I saw this movie in theaters with your sister, Paul.
Oh, okay.
And we snuck in beers, and it was a great decision. So I think that's one of the reasons why I had such fond memories, because I was drunk while watching it.
Totally. That'll help.
I mean, it is.
So
it's a total,
fun.
it's a total silly, ridiculous movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it's so good. It's just like peak Vince Vaughn, right?
Yep.
I mean,
Vince Vaughn, Owen Wilson.
yeah, and peak them like doing exactly what they're good at doing.
Yeah.
Love it. Yeah. And Bradley Cooper's in it too. He
Is
plays
he?
the
Like the douchey brother-in-law or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I don't even remember that. Oh man.
Rachel McAdams' brother or something like that.
Got it. Okay, cool. Ready to move on to the next one?
Sure. Bride Wars. Best friends tend to have a lot in common. Duh. And that can include taste in wedding-related things like venues and vendors. That is all well and good unless you happen to find yourself planning a wedding at the same time as said friend and end up fighting over who gets what. The Kate Hudson and Anne Hathaway vehicle Brides Wars follows two best friends whose bond deteriorates as they plan dual weddings.
So I have seen this. I don't recall it being particularly good.
Agreed.
I am shocked it made the list.
Yes.
Yeah, of this list, this is the one that I was immediately like, really? Just throw another J-Lo rom-com on there. Like, why is this here?
Right?
Yes. I mean,
So we all saw it because we all got excited
Yeah.
about seeing a wedding movie because we're suckers for them. And then all halfway through, we're like, what is this?
I expected more. I mean, we get a lot of these questions about, copying and doing all that kind of thing. So
Totally.
it was there and they've got star power, but it did not, it missed the mark.
I remember.
I also
think
think that's what...
Paul, you go, then I'll go.
Okay. I also think this is one, because I think Casey Wilson wrote this from Happy Endings.
Really?
And I think if I'm getting this right, she's talked about how the movie that appeared on screen was not the movie that she wrote.
I would love to read the original script because she's so funny.
I think that's this one. Yeah.
Interesting. Because I remember I only seen it once and I saw it on a plane. You know, like you get on the plane, they give the little options, the little ones you can.
Perfect
and I was
plane
like,
movie.
oh my God, I've never seen this.
Yeah.
Great plane movie. And I remember I had a middle seat. So I was already kind of like, I got to distract myself because I'm like stuck. And I did not like middle seat with like people I know, like stranger danger situation. So I'm just trying to like just get through this flight. And I remember about 15 to 20 minutes in, being furious at how much I hated this movie. But I saw it to the end, but the whole time I was just mad because I was like, I should love this movie. Why do I hate these characters? I was just so angry at them. Anyway, I love the way I assumed in this list that it would be like all just being so excited about everything. We get to this one movie and all of us are like, it sucks. The only thing I hate more than this is Ben Affleck. Not a fan, guys. Not a fan.
No.
Yeah. This is one to skip, I think. This is a list it, not a love it.
Yeah.
You know?
Unless you want to hate watch something and then have at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
up next.
Me? Okay. I love, by the way, I can't ever remember who's supposed to go next, guys. It's only 3 people. It should be obvious, and every time, like,
we are passing
who
some
is
luck
it?
too.
It's such a mystery.
It's a surprise every time.
Stupid, guys. I'm so sorry. Okay. 4 Weddings and a Funeral. This British classic stars a young Hugh Grant. As a 20-something at the peak of marriage season. In a year, he goes to 4 weddings and, you guessed it, 1 funeral. And the events of these weddings and the funeral are life-changing. Come for the famous line, "Is it raining? I hadn't noticed. Stay for Hugh Grant in his prime." That's funny because
she says that.
Oh,
Sorry, no English accent
I
on
genuinely do not remember that line. The only line I remember from that movie is the opening, which is them just shouting "fuck" over and over again because they're running late. Isn't that movie?
Yes.
Yep, that's it.
Yes.
That's the only thing. Fuck.
This is the only movie on this list that we've actually done on the podcast.
Oh, I remember this. It's controversial.
It remains the reference point for like the biggest fight Erica and I ever had on the podcast because she loves this movie and I fucking hated it.
Oh.
It is. If you want to start with a contentious episode of That Aged Well, jump to that one.
At one point I say, but that's not what those words mean.
Heated debates.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to listen to that one.
That episode aged well.
Yeah.
So we know your opinion.
Yes.
You hate this movie.
I shouldn't say I didn't hate it. I just didn't understand why if it's been presented to me as like a totally normal run-of-the-mill rom-com, I think I probably would have liked it. But because it got like an Oscar nomination for screenplay, I went in with such high expectations. And then I was like, Andie MacDowell is fucking terrible in this movie. Hugh Grant's character is an asshole 100% of the time. They kill the gay guy, not by AIDS, so I guess that's a win in 1994 or whenever this came out. It's entirely white, and like I don't care about these people. They're terrible, and also Kristen Scott Thomas is great. Like that was my takeaway from it.
I love the idea of Erica listening to this episode of our podcast and like screaming at her speaker as you're doing this uninterrupted rant about this movie. Pammy, do you have any memories of this movie?
I love this movie. Sorry, Paul.
I'm sorry.
I do.
The cheese stands alone. I get it.
But I do get it. Andie MacDowell was my least favorite. I really was not a fan of her, but I love everybody else. I do.
I've definitely seen it. I have zero memories except for the opening scene. I can't even tell you who died.
Do you remember that the entire movie takes over the course of the place of a year, during which multiple people meet and plan a wedding within like 3 months? There's never been more proof that this is written by a man than the fact that all of these women are able to stage these elaborate country weddings or a wedding in a castle in Britain in 3 months.
That's a really good point.
That's amazing.
Oh my gosh.
On to the next.
All right. So the next one is Crazy Rich Asians. It's me, Brooke, just so you know.
Oh, I was about
It's
to
crazy.
say, I believe Paul goes next because I'm very informed and with it.
Crazy Rich Asians. Big events like weddings are a chance to meet your significant other's friends and family. For anyone who has ever gone into the meeting the family step of the relationship feeling like they have a target or a kick me sign on their back, Crazy Rich Asians is here to remind you that you are not alone. And to anyone who just relishes in over-the-top Lux as fuck weddings, the movie's actual wedding scene is truly next level. It is.
Stunning.
Yes.
Yeah.
This whole movie is so beautiful. It's so beautiful.
Visually beautiful.
And
Absolutely.
also, in a past episode, My Bridal Break was the Crazy Rich Asians soundtrack because I love the music.
Yeah, that's right.
I actually read the book Crazy Rich Asians. Now I'm here to tell you, just watch the movie.
Oh,
Really?
The book is... Here's the thing about the book. It's a beach read, and it's fine, and it's fun, but because the point is how rich they are, there will be like a paragraph devoted to her shirt that costs $1,500 and is made of this fabric and is like a soft mauve color with a pussy bow on it. And I'm like, I don't give me dialogue, give me plot. I don't care what this woman is wearing that much.
Yeah,
Right.
It's like Shopaholic. There's certain movies.
Yeah.
There's certain and Gossip Girl books did that too, where they were really all about like talking about the designers
money.
and the actual like
Yeah.
details of what
Yeah.
they're wearing because that's part of the fun. But it's also like boring if you're not into fashion.
Yeah. If you're into it,
Yeah.
go for it. You'll love the book.
Right. But if you're not, you're like, okay, she's wearing a shirt. Go.
Yeah, I get it. Move on.
I assume she wasn't topless. Can we move on?
Tell me when her tits are out, okay? I will assume they're not otherwise.
But we all loved the movie.
I love the movie, yeah.
Yeah.
I loved it. It was a fun ride.
They're making another one?
Making 2 more.
Yes, I'm in.
Let's do it.
Yeah. All right.
We'll review when they come out.
Pamela,
Yes.
you're up next.
I am. Meet the parents. Speaking of the wedding as the excuse to meet your SO's parents, we can't leave out 2000's Meet the Parents, which explores the comedy that comes with introducing the love of your life to your family, all set against a backdrop of a wedding.
I have only half watched this movie and then fell asleep. Not saying anything bad about the movie. I was just sleepy, and then I just never got back to it. And then it's just always been a
Didn't
a
bring
thing
you
in
back.
the cult. I realize it's a hugely popular movie, but I just kind of it was just a sleepy day for me.
Okay. Fair enough.
I
I
mean,
don't remember this.
it was
big movie?
fine. It was a huge movie.
There was a wedding
Yeah.
in it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was fine. I don't know. I mean, it was fine. It just was like,
Yeah.
meh. It's not one of my tops. Like, meh.
Yeah. I remember the cat peeing in the toilet.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that. And I remember Robert De Niro like hating Ben Stiller on sight.
Yep.
And Terry Polo was his fiance, and she was a kindergarten teacher.
Mm-hmm.
But this is another movie where like he asked her to marry him and had never met her parents.
Yes.
Do people do this? Like, if I'm asking you to marry me and you haven't met my parents, it's because you're never meeting my parents. Like, I don't think this happens that much.
I mean, even I try to think like, yeah, if you live like not near your family, it can be a little more difficult to meet your parents or the parents or whatever. Meet the parents. Hello, it's the name of the movie. But I feel like you would have met them by
Didn't you have
now.
a phone call? I mean, like, I understand it's not like now is FaceTime, but when these were coming out, you would at least be like, hey, let's put them on the phone and have a conversation. Like, this person's going to be a part of my life. And
So wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine. Guys out there, if you have done this, if you have gotten engaged without your significant other meeting your parents, let us know. Maybe we're the crazy ones, but I think it's crazy.
Yeah.
no, tell us, give us the background on it.
All right, you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Okay. The 5-year engagement. Sometimes love takes priority, but sometimes life gets in the way. For every couple who has ever felt ready to commit, but then, for whatever reason, was not able to actually get the wedding planned and executed, the 5-year engagement is here for you. I've literally never heard of this movie.
I second that.
I saw it.
Who's in
What
it?
is
This
Yes.
is Jason Segel, Emily Blunt, Allison Brie,
What?
and Chris Pratt before he sucked.
God!
Really?
Yeah.
So this is like a more
Yeah.
recent movie.
Yeah, I would say it's maybe 10 years old at most.
I have never even heard of this movie.
Yeah.
No, I'm
It's
totally...
actually because it's about like it's Jason Segel and Emily Blunt are the leads, and he's a chef, and like it's basically it's a 5-year engagement.
Sure.
And what happens? But the initial reason that like it gets derailed is because she is pursuing her career, and like they move to somewhere else because she is pursuing an academic career, and he's trying to make his career work, and it all kind of like. But it's like it's about her pursuing something that just isn't a wedding, and he's not being a dick about it. It's not like he's like, oh, like you should be here for me. It's just like life gets in the way. I remember liking it a lot, actually. I think Mindy Kaling's in it too.
Okay, I gotta check out this movie. I like all these actors.
I know.
Okay,
Yeah.
I feel like an idiot. It's a complete blind spot for me. Okay, so at least we know
Never even
Paul
heard
gives
of
it a thumbs up to watch.
Yeah, I remember liking it.
Okay.
I think there's a crossbow in it. There's a crossbow scene.
I'm in. Say crossbow, I'm going.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I need.
I'd like to throw out there, I was shocked that wasn't on the list, is Bachelorette starring Kirsten Dunst. Did you guys ever see that movie?
Oh, I did see that movie. Yes.
No for you, Pam?
No, but one of my favorites also did not make the list.
Let's hear it.
The Wedding Date.
Yes.
Oh, Deborah Messing.
Yes. I love that
Didn't
movie.
want to double up on the Dermot Mulroney. They said one Dermot Mulroney movie is enough, and My Best Friend's Wedding won.
It's true.
Do you have any, Paul, that you think didn't make the list?
Oh, that didn't make the list. Well, Monster-in-Law.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
just a
that's
perfect
yours.
film.
Yeah.
It's a perfect film. I don't know how else to say it. It's perfect. No notes.
So if you don't want to see, the terrible Bride Wars movie,
Yes.
we would definitely remove that
Have some
from
other
our list.
options.
And maybe you want to avoid 4 weddings and a funeral. Paul would advise you to.
Genuinely, almost nobody agrees with me. So like, you should go for it and like watch 4 Weddings and a Funeral, and don't let me ruin it for you. Enjoy it and love it if you do.
Watch it.
All right. So now, as I discussed earlier, let's go to our little coiners and figure
Okay.
out which is our top 3. So third being number 1 being number 1, obviously. I don't know why I said
Okay.
it like that. You guys know what's going on. Guys, it's been a morning.
Yes, we're recording this on the daylight savings time change, and we're all a little messed up here.
Yeah.
Why do we have daylight savings time? It's stupid.
I love it.
We should.
Wait.
I love it, but I want to stay on it all the time.
Yes,
I don't
agreed.
ever want to fall back.
I'm the opposite. I love when it gets dark early. Am I like a vampire? I love it.
I feel like I need to go to bed at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
I want it light till 8 o'clock so I can get more stuff done in the day. That's how I feel.
I like it dark. Hold on. Let me grab it up.
Okay, does it have to be from the list?
Yes. Sorry. What are you gonna just pick Casablanca? Like, what are you doing? Just like any movie?
Schindler's List.
Are you thinking like
No, The Wedding Date is
Steel
truly like one
Steel
of my
Magnolias?
favorites. Steel Magnolias. Yes, that's a wedding movie.
yeah, it's like a
It
half
is.
wedding. Yeah, I guess sort of.
Her colors are pink and pink. My colors are blush,
Blush
and bashful.
Only from the list. I made the rule. Just in the list.
Ooh, I got it down to like 6 pretty easily, but now the cuts start to cut back. You know what I mean? Double-edged sword. What music do you think you're gonna play over this part?
I'm gonna be me singing the Jeopardy theme song. Is that what you would like?
Oh, okay. You know what you should.
Boom, boom.
Okay, time's up.
Also, that guy from Reading
no.
Rainbow deserves to be the host.
Yeah. Just for the record.
From
What's
the
his name?
Should be
Rainbow.
LeVar Burton.
What's that guy's name?
LeVar
LeVar
Burton.
Burton.
Yes, LeVar Burton. Why is he not the host now? What are we doing here, guys?
I know. Crazy.
I don't even
Craziness.
watch Jeopardy. I mean, I'm like, he's the obvious choice. Guys, welcome
a
to
shit
Jeopardy
show over
Rants with
there.
Brooke. All right, has everyone made their decisions?
Oh God.
Yes.
Wait. Okay. I'm gonna go with my gut. I still have 4 on here. Damn it.
You can have an honorable mention. You're a guest, so I'll let you have 4.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not you, Pam.
I'm
Stick
having
to the
4.
list and you get 3.
Nope.
Wait, are we all doing 4 now? Are you both doing
Well, you-
4?
Everyone get an honorable mention. This is the one that would just miss. This is the one that just missed the list.
Christ. Well, it's not going to be. All right. Okay. All right. Paul, would you like to
Yes.
go? Would you like to go first, or would you like to go last?
I'll go first.
Okay, go for
I'll,
it.
I'll blaze the trail. I read last, so I'll go first. Here.
Okay.
So
Okay,
are
I
we
like
starting
it.
at the bottom? Like I list my honorable mention first. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So my honorable mention, I did the 5-year engagement because I can't remember it really well, but I remember liking it, and I wanted to give another shout out, and I knew obviously it would not appear on either one of yours, so I gave that the honorable mention.
Love.
All right.
Okay.
Pam, what's your 4th?
My honorable mention.
Yes.
It's not on the list, and I'm breaking the rules that Brooke set.
I can stop this recording with one button.
Go for it.
Listeners, Brooke is furious.
I
I have
am-
never seen her this angry.
Throwing things.
I'm sticking with The Wedding Date. It's one of those movies that I love. I don't know why. It's silly, and I'm sticking to it. It should be on this list.
You should know this about Pam.
Absolutely.
She breaks rules all the time.
Bend. I bend them. That's all.
She's another Billy Idol song, Rebel Rebel.
Yes.
Is it-
My
Wait, that
4th.
is Billy
no, that's
Idol, not
that's
David Bowie, right?
David Bowie.
Damn it, cut that.
No, it's great because Pammy has a dog named Bowie.
I do. Named after
Oh, okay,
David
well, there you
Bowie.
go.
Yeah, it's one blue eye and one brown eye.
That's right.
When I met her dog for the first time, I saw the eyes. I was like, oh, she goes, one blue eye, one brown eye. And I said, oh, yeah, like David Bowie. And she was like, what? And I was like, yeah. I inadvertently named Pam's dog.
You did.
Oh no, Rebel Yell. Rebel Yell is Billy Idol.
Is a Billy
Yes,
Idol song.
that is.
Correct.
Very confusing. Okay.
My honorable mention is Bridesmaids. I think
Okay.
it's really funny, really smart. Again, the money thing I think is really important, and I like when people talk about money.
All
There
right.
you go.
Fair enough.
In 3rd place, who got your bronze?
Easy segue. Bridesmaids was my bronze medal finisher.
Right on.
Love the movie. Love the Wilson Phillips at the end. Love the cast.
Yes.
All great.
Pammy.
I didn't know we were ranking them in like this, but okay, bronze. Is Mamma Mia. I love the
Okay.
music. I'm a full blown ABBA fan, so even if the singing is terrible, I can just tune it out and sing my heart out over them and be happy.
Did you ever go to a Mamma Mia sing along? I think they had them.
I have not, but I would love to.
Yeah. Sounds like something that would after the pandemic.
Yes, I'm
Make that
in.
happen.
I'm so in.
Enclosed and loud screaming with strangers. Probably not COVID friendly.
Not super COVID
Not COVID
friendly.
friendly. There must be a park doing it somewhere.
That's
Right?
a good point. Yeah. My 3rd is Crazy Rich Asians. I thought it was
Okay.
beautiful, and I thought it was so like I I thought that, on top of the costumes, the lighting, the sets, the hair, and then the acting was actually, we didn't talk about it, but the acting was actually really good because there was a lot of comedy, but also drama in it. And I felt like everybody pretty much pulled their weight. No? Pam made a face.
And
Oh, she doesn't agree.
ooh,
No, I thought the two leads were meh.
Oh, I loved them.
I think they're beautiful. I just don't think that they had chemistry. That's
fair enough. It's also the most diverse movie on the list
yes,
Yes.
by
by
far.
a country mile.
All right, Paul, which one's your second?
All right, the silver medal round. Mine went to My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Love.
Just fantastic movie. Love the cast. Lainey Kazan, Andrea Martin, Nia Vardalos. Men are also in it, but who cares about them? It's all about the ladies. Funny all the time.
Love it. Pammy?
same.
All
Absolutely
right.
the same. I love that movie. It makes me laugh. It's got heart. It's got fun. It's got culture. It gets so fun. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Second place for me, My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Whoa! Always a bridesmaid, never a bride for My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Also, we have not mentioned my favorite line from the movie, which is, I'm a vegetarian. And the response is, it's okay. I make you lamb. So stupid. It makes me laugh every
stupid.
time. Let's get to the gold winner. Who is
All
your
right.
number one?
I'm going to say I was actually a little surprised that this came out my number one. But the fact is, we started talking about this movie and I started thinking about all of like the funny, really, really funny moments in it. Like you're never going to be Jell-O. Like, I'm reaching the end of my rope, George. I'm reaching the end of my rope. All of this stuff. I'm thinking of karaoke scenes with awkward singing. My best friend's wedding. Talking about it made me want to watch the movie again. And I also love that Julia Roberts plays a really complex female character in that movie. Come for me, any haters, because you know what? Look, I don't want to say it, but character's kind of a bitch in that movie. And she leans in and she's not apologetic about it, and good for her.
I love it. Pammy, number one.
The Wedding Planner. J-Lo
All
is
right.
perfect.
Yes.
She's just perfection in it. It's one of my favorites. I love it. I can watch it anytime.
So
Yep.
good. Oh, it's so romantic. My number one, due to the core memory of my childhood, is Father of the Bride.
Totally. Good choice.
Yeah.
And I loved it when I was a little girl. I've seen it when I was like a teen and then as an adult, and it holds up. I love every actor in it. I just love this fucking movie. I love those sneakers.
All
man.
right.
Father of the Bride. I love how we all have different number ones.
Yes.
I know. But you know what? I really support all the number ones.
Yes.
Like, I'm
Yes.
really happy about all of that.
Yeah.
All of them got shouted out.
Could you
And
imagine
then
if I
there's
was
Bride
like
Wa-
Bride
and there's
Wars?
Bride Wars.
So now we know, guys. Avoid that movie, apparently.
Yeah.
You really should.
And we're back. Hi, Pammy.
Hi.
So we just gave a lot of opinions about movies.
We did. That was a fun mashup of podcasts right there.
Yeah, a little blend. Also, now I'm just dying to know what everyone else's favorite movies are.
Yes. Let us know if you agree with us.
Yes, we are going to make sure to put a little note in the Instagram. That's the best way to reach us anyway. So we're going to put a little space there for you guys to tell us your favorite movies, or maybe you loved Bride Wars.
Yes. Please let us know what we were missing if you do. Because I didn't see it.
Also, did you like Four Weddings and a Funeral? Because that's a hot topic.
Right?
Are you ready to get in some bridal breaks?
Let's do it.
All right. Bridal breaks, for any of our newer listeners, are suggestions we give not only to brides, but to grooms or anyone else helping to plan a wedding, of things to do that have nothing to do with wedding planning, so that you can enjoy your day.
Take a moment. Relax.
Yes.
Think about something else.
Anything else.
Anything else.
Pam likes to take your mind off of it with a cocktail.
I might.
I'm looking over at your cocktail and I already love it. Oh my God. Yes.
I mean-
okay, get into it right now because people need to know.
So I found this one on mightymrs.com, and it is called the 2-ingredient Thin Mint Cocktail. I mean, I guess I'm kind of on a green theme. I mean, it is March, around St. Patty's Day.
And this is Girl Scout cookie time.
It is season, and my butt is showing it because I love frozen Thin Mints.
I cannot
Sorry.
say no. If there's somebody outside the grocery store, I'm buying a box.
Maybe 2.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this one is made with Kahlua, the pre-mixed mudslide Kahlua,
Okay.
which is specific, and then creme de menthe.
Oh.
And that's it. Throw some garnishes. This says, an Andy's chocolate mint, but I mean, right now, like you said, it's
Crush
Thin
up them Thin
Mint.
Mints.
Yeah. Garnish it with some real Thin Mints
Heck yeah.
and enjoy.
I do love those Andy's little candies, though. Those are the ones you get at Olive Garden at the end of the meal.
Yeah, they're so.
And you always ask for more.
You're like, yeah.
I'm always the chubby one. It's like, can we have a couple more of those to go? Thanks.
Thanks.
After I've already eaten like an obscene amount of breadsticks.
It's not pretty.
But it's good.
It's so good. All right, what's yours?
Okay, mine is it's kind of a 2-for-1 because I like to give 2
You do.
in general, but specifically when we don't have a guest to help us out. The first is an Instagram account. It's called, her name is Jessica Yellin. Jessica, Jessica Yellin, Yellin. She is a former CNN White House correspondent. So she's
Okay.
like a newsy lady.
Yeah.
So now she works like independently as a journalist, and her Instagram account specifically, if you go into Instagram stories, it's a little bit of her Instagram like regular posts, but her Instagram stories are really great about highlighting what's going on in the news specifically, but it's not biased. It's not like preachy, but it's just an interesting graphic so you can see what's going on, a good link to an article to read. And it just feels like at times like it's either you feel like you're overwhelmed with news or you can't figure out what's out there that's like worth reading. And she basically breaks it down. We only have a couple minutes during the day and you're on Instagram. It's like a quick little like, oh, that's happening. Even if you just read the headlines of the stories that she puts and you don't actually click on the links, you sort of get a good idea what's going on. She also makes sure to sprinkle it in with fun little light news. So she makes sure to put in like a cute little like animal thing that happened or a really heartwarming story. So it's just not all like doom and gloom. She sort of
Right.
covers everything.
Nice.
And she's just like a really good vibe. On top of that, she has a podcast. And each episode, she interviews somebody that's an expert on whatever topic they're discovering that's a current news item. And they're usually only like, they're like under 30 minutes. So it's like maybe like 15, 20 minutes.
Okay.
And again, she's just so pragmatic, but still like cheerful. And it just feels like sometimes the news can feel either overwhelming and intimidating or like not really like in a tone that really works. So I think she's great. I think she's really fun and I love her vibe. And I think adding her to your Instagram feed is like a quick little way to like feel smart without feeling like you have to like read tons and tons of stuff.
Nice.
So that is Jessica Yellin. And her podcast is the second thing. Her podcast is called News Not Noise. And that's sort of
Oh,
her
I like
theme
that.
in general. Yeah. Of just like giving you the news, taking out the bullshit.
Yep.
And just giving you the actual news and filtering out all the dumb opinions and skews. And there's no spin. So at Jessica Yellin on Instagram, and then the podcast is called News Not Noise.
Love it.
Yeah. Let's give the news about our podcast, Pam. How's that for a segue?
So good,
Terrible.
Brooke.
Terrible. I'm so sorry. So listen, we want to tell you guys all the different ways that you can get in touch with us at Wedding Confessionals. We like to do this in a form of a quiz/torture for Pammy.
She says we.
Yeah. So I ask her a bunch of questions and she has to answer me. Pammy, we have a website. What is it?
WeddingConfessionals.com.
From there, you can find all of our social media handles and how to link to them. Where are we on social media?
Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, TikTok, and
Wasn't that all of them?
is that all of them?
I think you said
Did I
all
go
of
through
them.
all of them?
Yeah.
That quick? Okay.
Show notes
Yes.
also can be found there. So when we say, oh, we're going to link to this, blah, 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 you just click on the tab that said show notes and it breaks down every episode. You can find all the links and all the stuff that you need. Also, we would love for you guys to tell us your confessionals.
We love them.
Always anonymous.
Yes.
We want to hear your questions, your rants,
Yes.
your secrets.
Your funny stories.
Yes.
Your sad stories.
Yes. Give 'em
anything
all.
that happens in a wedding.
We're nosy. Tell us.
Yes.
We got to know. There are 3 ways that you can tell your confessionals to us. One is an email. What is our email address?
WeddingConfessionals@gmail.com.
We also have a phone number where you can leave a voicemail. We will just transcribe your voice. You will not actually put your voice out there. So a remaining anonymous. If you're not, you prefer to do that rather than write, that's totally chill. What is the phone number, Pammy?
434
Yeah.
933
Yes.
2663
Girl, you're now a pro at this.
for today.
You got it. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Also, on our website, there's a tab that says what, Pammy?
Tell us your secret.
Yes. From there, you just, there's a little form you can fill out. You just put in a name.
Any name.
Yeah, make it up. Make
Doesn't
it clever. We love a clever name.
Sure. Yep.
And then underneath that, you write in whatever it is you got to tell us.
Yep.
And we got to hear it. And then you just hit submit and that's it.
So easy.
Yeah. No email address needed. No phone number. We don't care. We just want your drama. We don't need your info.
No.
Pammy, we are on Apple Podcast, the
Yes.
podcast provider that really, really pushes us to get reviews in order to move up in their search engines.
They do.
So more brides and grooms can find our podcast.
Yes.
Pammy, how many stars do you want people to give on Apple Podcasts?
5. Hit subscribe and hit 5.
I love it. 5. Leave a cute review there too if you want. Be as clever as you are on the confessionals. But yes, 5 stars really helps us move up in the little list so people can find us. Besides Apple Podcasts, Pammy, we are on a bunch of places. Let's see how far you get. We're
So
going to go in
many.
alphabetical order. You can find our podcast. Besides Apple Podcasts, there are 2 that start with the letter A. What are they?
Amazon and Audible.
2 that start with the letter C.
Castro and Castbox.
That was close.
I know.
2 with the letter D.
Deezer and Downcast.
Deezer's your favorite.
I do love Deezer.
1 with the letter G.
Google.
1 with the letter I.
iHeartRadio.
1 with the letter O.
Overcast.
The letter L.
Listen Notes.
Yes. Okay, now we get to P's.
There's
And I
like
gotta be honest with you.
14.
There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's see. No, 8. Only 8 with the letter P.
Only.
Only. Go for it.
Podbean.
Yes.
Player FM.
Yes.
Podcast Land. There's lots of podcasts.
There is a podcast land.
Really?
Yes.
Yes. All right.
Are you maxing
I
out?
tapped out.
Okay. Pocket Cast, Pod Paradise, Podtail, Podcast Addict, Podcast Republic, Radio Public, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn, and YouTube. And if you use your lovely voices on Alexa or Siri and just say, play the Wedding Confessionals podcast, you can find us that way as well.
Super easy.
Yeah. We did it.
Yay.
Good for you. You did really good.
Whew.
2022.
I'm going to make myself a thin mint cocktail now.
Make 2, girl. I'm coming over. Okay, so we will see you next time for part 2
Yes.
with Polly, and we get into confessionals, and they are good.
They're fun.
We've got opinions.
We do. Come hear them.
All right, see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye. Special thanks to Andy Schreier for our adorable theme song,
And David Kantrowitz for our fantastic logo.
and Ramsey Millette and Brian Maylard for their technical support.
If you want to learn more about our show, where you got to go, Pam?
Check out our website, weddingconfessionals.com.
That's it, girl. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.